I say what I really believe, and it's kind of old-fashioned in many ways, but I stand by it. I grew up on those values, and you know, it kept me, to get me where I am now, it kept me alive, and we're just too scared to say it. Some people, most of the people.
When you finally become successful, when you achieve what you want to achieve, when you reach the heights that you expected you would reach, are you going to reach back and help other people? Are you going to look at the younger generation and help them out and offer guidance and lessons and develop them so we have a better generation for the future? It's extremely important, and it's something that is overlooked. And unfortunately, it means that we do have a generation that lacks guidance. Well, today we're talking about exactly that with Mark "Billy" Billingham, a man who has developed a lot of success out of his career from the military. And now he reaches back and he offers guidance to the younger generation. And today we speak about why that isn't so important and how you can use that to make the world a better place and, in my opinion, make you more successful. At the end of the day, that is what success is, in my opinion. Today's video is sponsored by theeverydaystoic.com, the best stoicism merchandise in the world. With the link in the description, you can get their merchandise and find their social media platforms and so much more. Thank you to theeverydaystoic.com for sponsoring this. And as always, Mulliganbrothers.com, where you can get the Inspire Change hoodies and all that sort of stuff, linked down below. But before that, why is it so important to look towards the next generation? And how can that even lead to success? This is Mark "Billy" Billingham on exactly that. I'm your host, Jordan Mulligan. Let's jump into the video.
The tapestry of life is very similar. You know, we all go through being a little bit naughty, being a little bit rogue, what's important. I think there's a certain time in your life where you realise what is important. And, you know, I remember reaching that a long way back, just looking around me and thinking, it's not about materials, it's not about money, it's not about status, it's about actually look around us. Everything around us is for us, and most of what is really enjoyable out there is free. It's for everybody. You know, it's just realising that, and also realising, and I hate saying this, but it's very true, there is always somebody worse off than you. No matter what even, you know, from the poorest to the poorest, there's still somebody worse. And realising that, and I think we're all in a position, especially as we're very privileged, and I'm grateful for where I am, we should all give back. Every single day we should be giving back. No, I'm not talking that has to be finance, knowledge, experience. You know, we've lost that role model world now. I remember again, I gravitated towards old people because I kind of knew he's already been through divorce, through finance, through the relations, through fitness, through this. He's been round probably twice. So he can go to you, listen son, forget all this, forget doing this, forget doing that, do this. Don't reinvent the wheel. And we kind of go, yeah, I get that. But we're still almost like, oh, don't touch that because that's hot. And we all go, oh yeah, that is hot. We still play with it, but at least I learn from that. You know, so it's about, we should all be in that position now to give back whatever it is to the younger generation, to the older, whoever. Pass on that experience to people and go, look, give that back or give your time. Like we do a lot of stuff with our charity in Haiti, giving kids a chance off the street. Those kids on the street have got nothing, and they're little rogues to everybody else, but they're not. They've just not got no role models. We've lost it. We're too scared. Sorry, that I went off a little bit on a tangent there. So, you know, I'd go and speak with old people. You can't do that today because everybody's petrified because of the nonsense that we put out there. You know, somebody kicks a ball to me in the park now, a kid, the first thing I do is, where's your parents? It's fucking crazy. And we're in a safer world now than we've ever been. We've got phones, we've got light everywhere, there's more people about, there's cameras everywhere. But we scaremonger our own kids and everybody into, oh, everybody's a weirdo, and we're losing that. We're losing that male role model thing, and we shouldn't. And we're too scared to tell anybody the truth. That's the biggest thing in the world today as well. We're scared to tell the truth because we're going to upset somebody. Well, you know what? Life's about being upset. Life's about failing. But life's about getting back up again and moving forward. You need to be told sometimes because we all become cocooned in our little world and we don't see what everybody else sees around us. So it's good to be told, but we're too scared to say it. Oh no, we're going to upset. I'll tell it, I say it.
Yeah, I want to, so just on that, like hearing the truth, I don't think this generation does hear.
Well, I think that's what I think I like about the show is, we'll tell the truth. There's no rehearsals on the show, by the way. There's no script. I don't know what's sat in front of me. I don't know nothing about the person sat in front of me. Those mirror rooms, that's where we really do. And I don't know which way to go with it, whether it's a tragedy story, whether he's a big drug, thinks he's a... And at that moment, I'll make my mind up, and I'll say what I really believe. And it's kind of old-fashioned in many ways, but I stand by it. I grew up on those values, and you know, it kept me to get me where I am now. It kept me alive, and we're just too scared to say it. Some people, most of the people, yeah. I think we've lost that. We've certainly lost it in schools. We've lost it in universities.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it's sad.
Yeah, it is. And I think it also leads to oversensitivity that makes it really difficult for people to progress in life because they're so sensitive to life.
We put more emphasis on people being weak or oversensitive than we do on reality. What is really important?
Life's tough.
Of course it's tough. Yeah. You know, we stop challenges in schools. Well, life's a challenge. When you go for a job, you ain't going to get it because you think you're going to get it. You're going to get it because you're good at the job. You're going to be good at the job. Or you're not going to be good at it, and you're going to get knocked back. Be prepared to not. And we're setting people up for failure by pretending it's all a cozy, nice, we're all in this mamby-pamby, because we ain't. And that's setting people up for a big kick in the face. And that's where we are. And that's why we've got all these oversensitive craziness that's going on.
One thing I want to circle back to is your dad, and I feel like in hindsight he was a role model to yourself. Is that right?
He was my number one role model. You know, I hope I haven't painted the wrong picture. My dad was just, he was a man's man. He was by the book. He was the ring of steel around our family. And I didn't realise it till you get older. You know, why was dad at my boxing match? Why? But my mum was, because he was at work. I couldn't understand that at the time. I thought he just ain't interested. But he was, and he wasn't one of these that would blow smoke up your ass. Hey, my son's great. He'd tell you that you do the right thing, you know, and that's the way he was. He was just very old, very strict in his ways, and if you stepped out of line, you got the red hand of ulcer on the back of your legs, you know, that's the way, and I like that, and it was good. And it wasn't until after he died, you know, I found out he actually knew a lot more about me, because I didn't go on and talk about, oh, I'm in the SS and I've done this, I've done that, you know, but he knew from the papers, he knew where I was in the world, roughly did it, and could put things, and he had all paper clippings and all this, and we never talked about it. Like, it's kind of a regret that I didn't go and have a beer with him, talk more about it, but he wasn't one of those people. You know, he's very proud of it, but he doesn't have to show it. He doesn't have to keep talking about it.
The story of discovering that is quite a sad story.
Yeah.
It was after he passed, and you do his eulogy, right?
Yeah, and you know, it was a box of just newspaper cuttings and just this, that, the other, and little medals and whatever else, like, you know. Yeah, because he was funny, but you know, I'd go home and I'd sit in a pub with him and his mates would ask all about, hey, where are you now, what's this? My dad never even asked. I questioned, does he even know I'm in the SAS? Does he even know what I do? You know, because he just never asked, he just didn't talk about it. You know, and looking back, I wish we had off. But I understand his mentality and where he was, and I was just so proud of him for who he was and the way he brought us up and that, you know.
Thank you so much to Mark for this. We have got a project planned with Mark in the future, so please hang tight for that. The link for the full interview is also down below, and we can't thank you enough for the response that's had. It's been absolutely wild. For me, we all know Mulliganbrothers, the company, mission statement is to inspire change. In fact, every single one of the companies that me and my brothers own, the basis and the premise of those companies have to be that they inspire change. If it doesn't inspire change, we do not do it. And that's exactly about the next generation. It's exactly about inspiring people who are coming up. You know, it's not to be selfish in this world. Success isn't dictated, in my opinion, by how many millions of dollars you have in a bank account. That is not what true success is. For me, success is how many lives you impacted positively. That is true success. And they can work in conjunction. Business, entrepreneurship, you can provide a service or a product that can inspire change and help people's lives. It doesn't have to be that you're sucking the life out of people. You don't want to be one of those companies that does that. I'm not going to mention any, but we all know them. And you don't want to be that. When you die, great, you had billions of dollars in the bank account, but you made everybody's life a misery. How about you do the exact same thing, but you benefit everybody's lives? Just a thought. Guys, today's video was sponsored by theeverydaystoic.com, the best place for stoicism in the world, where they have just launched their new merchandise with the link in the description. Thank you so much to theeverydaystoic.com for sponsoring us. Also, as always, Mulliganbrothers.com, our new merchandise range is out, and 100% of the profits go back into creating these projects. And we cannot thank you enough for the support we've had. It has been wild these past few weeks, and we are trying to ship your orders out as fast as possible. And thank you so much to everybody who has ordered and all your patience. Thank you. If you're interested in what I get up to on a day-to-day basis, it's at Jordan Mulligan Brother. Have a blessed and productive day. Go inspire some change, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.